Welcome, everybody, to the RevMatch Podcast, the automotive podcast where we have a couple of guys who are doing the thing that everybody always says they're going to do, which is open a shop with their homies to work on their shit. We've got some real scumbags in the building this evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get into carry swapping apparently everything, fucking sideshows, not literally, but maybe figuratively a little bit, and also just the joys of shop ownership with the dudes from Reaction Motorsports in Corpus Christi. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Smack the things that make the ding. Hit us with that notification button and go check out RevMatchPodcast.com. We do have our sweet new GTR merch live for sale, available on order to any first world country that you could possibly exist in. I don't think we're doing deliveries to any sketchy places yet. Yo, did you guys hear about that dude who got arrested by fucking Al Qaeda for like doing like
the YouTube dude?
Yeah, he like his whole thing is like, yeah, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go vacation in sketchy places. It's like literally the epitome of fucking around and finding out. Yeah, so we don't deliver shirts there, but anywhere else.
Nope. Yeah, anywhere else. I got you. We'll ship out on time.
Yeah, so we have so yeah, guys, introduce yourself, tell us about yourself, tell us what you do, what your names is, where you live, social security numbers, all that good shit.
Oh, do you need my blood type also, or
yeah.
It
and
does help.
And left or right testicle, dealer's choice.
Ooh. We can get one. Yeah, my left, his right.
Perfect.
It'll work out.
We're in total sack between the two of us.
But yeah, my name's Lewis Mason. Like I said, Corpus Christi. I am a service manager at a small shop in Portland, which is like a little bit over. I mean, I originally decided to become a mechanic just to do car shit on my own thing, and then it ended up becoming my freaking work life, and now I hate it.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Life in the car business.
Yep.
I knew it would relate very well.
Yeah, basically everybody's here worked in the industry in one way, shape, or form. So yeah, we can all commiserate over how much it fucking sucks doing the thing you love for money. And you are joined by
a Dodge. Yeah, so my name's Derek. I'm the vice president of Reaction Motorsports. I have never worked. I've worked in the car industry adjacent. So I was a tow truck driver for a long time, and then I moved to heavy vehicle recovery and 18-wheeler rollovers, and then I transferred over to repossession. So I did automotive repossession for a few years.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you saw some sketchy ass shit.
I'm stealing that fucking car.
It's coming with me, whether you like it or not, sir.
As far as being a mechanic, just completely self-taught, YouTube taught. I have the badge certification from YouTube, so
Nice.
that's a big deal. And work with all the guys here in the club who, we learn what we need to learn in order to do the things so we can make our cars go fast, and then we break them, and then we gotta fucking figure out how to fix them again.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about that, because your shop is not exactly like a shop. It is it is a shop, but it's not like a business where you're selling work, really, right? Like, how exactly does this function?
So we started off 10 years ago. We actually just had our 10-year anniversary, not last weekend, but the weekend before.
Nice, congratulations.
We had a big birthday party. Like we had party hats and a piñata, and straight up children's birthday party.
Fuck yeah!
Did you have the jump house?
We had cupcakes. We had a piñata with actual candy in it. So bunch of grown ass men swinging at a piñata,
just swinging their wood around. Fuck yeah!
I like it. Fucking like it.
But yeah, so we've always kind of wanted to have a shop, because all of us were working like out of our driveways, or out of, if we didn't have a driveway, out of the grass in our front yards. And it was kind of always like, oh, so-and-so works at this dealership, and the manager at that dealership is really cool. So let's take our car over there so we could do this engine swap. And it was always, man, this would be so much better if we had a shop. And so, what was it? 4 years ago, we got our first shop, which was...
Oh,
I wouldn't even call it a shop. It was a metal building that was big enough for 2 cars. And like you could put a hoist in it, and that was
Fuck
it.
it.
Like
That's a shop.
Hey, something to fucking work on, right?
That's more shop than I got right now, brother.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, but for one person, that's fine. But I think at the time we had like 15 members. 15 members, so, and everybody was trying to use it at once. So it was like,
Yeah.
it was just not working out for us.
Yeah.
So then we were like, well, let's look for a bigger place. and talk to this person, talk to that person. Oh, like my cousin's brother's nephew got a homie and he's got a shop, and so we'd go look at it. And then we just went around and around and around, and eventually we found a shop that actually had a legit lift in it. It was slightly larger. We moved into that, and at that point it was like, okay, we're paying $1,600 a month to have the shop, but we don't make any money. Everything is self-funded. These are all our own cars and all of our own tools. So how are we going to pay for this? And it was like, all right, well, let's everybody just pitch in. What can we do? So it was like $50 from this guy and $100 from that guy, and eventually we just made it. And now we've kind of standardized it, and that's just the way it is. And now we have a 5,000 square foot facility and 20 members, and everybody pays $100 a month, and that covers our electricity, that covers our shop rent, that covers our everything that we need. We can buy, like we got a guy who works at O'Reilly's, so we can source like pallets of brake cleaner, or large quantities of oil and stuff like that.
Bro, you could source a fucking 2J from O'Reilly's. Like, Jesus Christ, you
Yes,
can
you
do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. But we use our shop, which is not actually a shop, but we have a commercial account there, so we get like the discounted pricing and everything, but it's for our own shit.
That's tight.
Yo, this is the greatest fucking chicanery that I have ever heard of in my life. Why am I not smart enough to think about some shit? I have tons of shithead friends that are broke that would love a place to work on. That's like perfect. Like,
I mean, it's one of those things, like, you think about it, like, oh, it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out. But if you get the right people, man, it's worth it in the end. Because like right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 cars or 6 cars counting the Subaru in the shop itself, and then we have the outside for like just parking in general. And we have another like 10 cars out there, and we still have plenty of room. Like,
how many lifts are in the shop right now?
1.
Yeah, right now we only have 1. We're planning on getting a second one. I would say we just kind of moved in here. Like,
yeah,
we haven't been here this long.
Yeah, this facility we got 4 months ago.
Oh, you're literally just got there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's tight. Yeah,
Yep.
So I saw on Instagram you guys just got like a little fixture fab table, which is dope for like, that's the perfect size for a small. By the way, like when you want to like build shit, like I worked in a fab shop, and so like my shithead brain goes, I need an 8-foot welding table. No, you don't. You don't need, what the fuck are you welding that's 8 foot, dude? You don't need that shit. Like a little 2x2, 3x3.
Put the whole exhaust system on it.
We used it because I made a turbo manifold for my wife's car. So.
Oh, smart. I mean, that's perfect for shit like that. It's perfect for like, you can fab small suspension parts on it, small interior parts on it. You know what I mean? There's tons of shit. Yeah, that's like the perfect size for like, generalist projects like what you guys are doing, working on your own shit. That's fucking rad. So 20 members. I've seen a couple of cars. I've seen there's some Z's, right?
Mm-hmm.
New and old.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Who's got the orange one?
Nice.
The pillar drift. I felt that. I was like, yeah, do shithead stuff in a nice car. I'm here for it.
Well, I have gotten so much hate on the internet because I literally
not on the
weld
internet.
my foot. I know. I weld my foot to the floorboard whenever I'm in that car.
It's amazing.
Like there is no brake pedal. It doesn't exist. There's just a clutch, and you just kick that whenever you need to slow down.
I mean, his brakes barely work anyways, so.
I mean, listen, everybody loves those old Z's, but they have the vintage car thing, which is they're all a little tractory. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's true. Oh yeah,
is it still the L28 in there?
Damn, that's
well.
nice.
So it's the 240Z, but it had an L26 swap whenever we bought it. Many years ago. My dad actually bought it. My dad was the second owner of it, and it had like a really crappy blow-through turbo carbureted system on it
with a Harley carb.
It was junk, and it had bent rods and everything. And my dad was like, "What do you want to do with this car?" And I was like, "Well, most people either swap them or they maintain the L series."
Right.
And I was like, "I don't want to swap it." He's like, "I don't want to swap it." So we kept the L series, and it's gone through a couple iterations, but like right now, it's got the largest cam I could find for that motor.
Right.
And triple Webers on it, triple Weber carburetors. So
Hell yeah.
And the original 4-speed transmission, the original brakes.
For now.
It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
It'll do one. Like, so we got a guy in the club. He's got a Q50.
The Red Sport thing.
Quick. Yeah, the Red Sport. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I blew by him on the freeway at like 150, and he was like, I didn't know that car could go that fast. And I was like, I was only going that fast because I couldn't slow down.
I took my foot off the gas, and when the car finally stopped, I was in fucking Albuquerque. You know, that's just how it goes.
It is what it is.
Yeah. No. Those old. I remember my buddy had a 280Z, and it didn't run. And one of the main reasons was he had the fuel pump wired backwards, which I fixed. And I was like, hey, did you ever just like take a battery and hook it up and see which way this was supposed to fucking spin before you wired it? He goes, no. I was like, tight. But he had one of the old, like, it was a fuel injection car. And I don't know if you ever worked on a fuel injected Z. All of the wires.
The
for
other
the fuel
Z that we have is the fuel injected one.
So are all the wires white in that one? All the fuel injection system wires white in that one?
Yes.
Yeah, that was tight.
Yeah.
to try to figure out what the fuck was going on.
idea.
We actually just replaced all the injectors on it, and I noticed that. I was like, they have no color coding whatsoever. It's just white.
And when you look at the wiring diagram, it's just like wires they're white. They go here. And I'm like,
the white wire goes to the white connector.
Exactly, dude.
Right?
The power's white, the ground's white, everything's white. It's fucking tight, dude. Yeah, the pulse, everything. It was sick. It's a great design. Yeah, it's what's serviceability? Who needs it? Who needs that? Who gives a shit? Okay, so before we started the pod, there was a certain Maxima, just kidding. There was an R35 that was brought up. And
why you always gotta be that way?
I'm not even they also called it something that it's not. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not even just me. I come from a long line of Skyline besmirchers. Okay. We be talking shit. You motherfuckers think you all that and shit. So okay, but he claims he stole it. So please incriminate yourself for all these people's entertainment.
Yeah. So I had just come back from overseas. And one of my buddies in the club worked at a dealership here in town, and the sister dealership that was right next door had this R35. And he hit me up and he goes, dude, you need to go check out this R35. You need to go check out this R35. Because I had talked about owning one. And I was like, dude, I just came back from deployment. Like, I need to get my civilian life back in order. Like, I'm not going to go buy a $100,000 car. Like, I'm just not going to go do it.
Right.
And he's like, no, dude, you need to go look at this car. It's broken. And I was like, now I really don't fucking want
it. Hey, you should go buy this super expensive piece of shit. It'll be great.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, cool. I get to buy a $100,000 car and then pay $20,000 to fix it, right?
Right.
So I tell my wife about it, and I thank God for my wife, because she is just as much of a fucking car enthusiast as I am. And so
Beautiful.
She was like, let's go look at it. And I was like, oh God, all right. So we go check it out. They have it sitting in the back behind the dealership. It's like, did you ever see the Too Fast, Too Furious interlude where Paul Walker goes and he sees like the R34 and it's in the back covered up and it's all dusty?
Yes.
Yeah.
That. Except it's a GTR. It's an R35 GTR. And I'm like, okay, well, what's the story on it? They're like, oh, it's not for sale. And I was like, everything's for sale, dude. What's the story on it? And he goes, well, a guy traded it in for an F350 and now it doesn't run. I was like, okay, what happened? They're like, well, we don't know. It runs really rough. It idles really rough. We can drive it. You can take it on the road, but it just doesn't run right. And so we can't sell it. We don't know what's wrong with it. I was like, okay, has it been modified? They're like, yeah, we think so, but we don't know. And I said, all right, well, can I look at it? And they're like, yeah, here's the keys. Fucking go look at it. So I walk up to the car. First thing I notice, aftermarket paint job. It's got a black roof, but it's got a pearl white body, but it's not the Nissan pearl white. It's like a really high quality pearlescent. And also it has like the areas of the car that are typically have like that vinyl black on the front bumper and on the rear bumper. It had like those like little cutout designs, but they were painted on. It wasn't a vinyl stick on. So custom two-tone paint job.
Right.
It had ADV1 wheels on it, 20-inch wheels.
Okay.
Yeah. And it had carbon fiber, an APR carbon fiber front splitter, APR side skirts, APR rear diffuser, and a carbon fiber rear wing.
Holy
And I was like,
What's
okay,
up,
this
$15,000?
yeah, exactly.
Bro,
And that's
those
exactly
wheels
what I
are
did.
12. Like those fucking ADVs
Yeah.
are not cheap,
Yeah,
bro.
somebody spent some money
And
on
I was
that car.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, and the first thing that popped in my mind is like, I'll buy it and just part it out.
Yeah.
Like,
Make my money
Yeah.
back easy.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
and so I get in the car and I notice ethanol gauge, like right on the dashboard, digital
Ooh.
ethanol gauge. And I was like, oh, okay, fuck. So I fire it up.
They put the wrong gas in it.
I fire it up, and it's reading 7%, which is about right for 93.
Yeah.
And it's idling a little funky. And I'm like, man, it sounds really good. Like it's got an exhaust on it. I look underneath it. It's got a Tsunabe medallion on it. And I'm like,
Oh my god.
like
What
okay,
the fuck,
let me try to let me take it out. So I leave the dealership, and the transmission is loud as fuck. Like I can just hear the gears winding, and the clutch shifts are hard. And I'm like, this fucking car is a built trans.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my god.
And so I turn back around and go to the dealership, and I go home and I'm talking to my wife, and I'm like, dude, I think we should fucking buy this. And she's like, is it really worth it? I was like, I don't care if it doesn't run. I don't care if the motor blows up. Like this car is worth it.
Good thing you
Yeah.
don't care about that.
And so we go and we haggle and haggle and haggle, and I get this car for 55 grand.
Fuck you.
Oh my
What?
god.
Get out.
You. Get the fuck out of this chat right now.
It had-
$55,000?
It's
Been a great show, guys. We're gonna kick these pieces of shit off. We're never gonna have them on again. Thanks so much for joining us.
Oh my.
That's
you
wild.
robbed them.
So
Yeah.
what ended up being
I
the
stole the car.
issue? What ended up being the issue?
It needed injectors in the tune.
That's what I figured. Okay, because
I put
E85
a
probably
set of-
sat in it too long, right? And it,
Yeah.
yeah.
I put a set of injectors in it, and I switched it from Cobb over to Ecutech and made
Yeah.
740 at the wheels.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
Do you still have it? Do you still have the car?
No, I sold it.
Smart
Tell them
move.
what you got. Tell them what you got with the
What
money.
else-
So I had the car for a year and a half.
What'd you
I
sell
tracked
it
it.
for?
I raced the shit out of it. I went to Mexico with it. I basically was like, this is my fun toy. Like,
Right.
and I sold it for almost 80 grand.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
What did you
my
buy with
Lord.
what did you buy with your winnings?
Do you want-
Oh, this is bad now because they're both laughing. He
bad.
fucked up. He
What?
fucked
All
up.
right, we're leaving now.
So,
please tell me you bought like a $30,000 EK hatch or some fucking ignorant
No,
as shit.
No, he
no.
bought a Subaru. He bought a Subaru,
No.
didn't he?
we bought it. So we bought it. My wife and I, like, we had a fleet of cars already, and everything is like a 2-door race car. Well, my
Okay.
wife,
You bought a
My-
fucking Tahoe, didn't you?
no, my wife got pregnant.
Oh,
And
okay.
so we're like 8 months pregnant, and we're like, we have nothing but 2-door race cars.
That's a problem.
So I was like, fucking GTR's gone. And we
Yeah.
bought a RAV4 with it. So
Boo.
Oh.
So I just want to point out that that for the last 6 months, I have been dying inside because I traded in my tuned STI for an Outback Wilderness because dailing an STI that's lowered on 19s in Texas is not a great move. It just doesn't really function very well. But no, you definitely took a bigger L. So thanks for that, man. That really did a lot for you.
1,000%.
well,
did
it's
a lot
okay.
for
I
myself.
can only complain because I still have 3 other cars, and my
Yeah.
wife still has 2 cars. So
No, I
Okay.
mean, yeah,
Right,
no,
yeah,
and you got to have the 700. That's the thing I think for a lot of people is like, and I've seen a lot of people say this is like, GTRs make a fuckload of
Experience.
power. They're super cool, right? But like, there's not enough to keep you engaged with the car for like a really long period of time to where it's like a forever car and you don't ever want to get rid of it. I mean, even dude, look at fucking Burnt Rubber, dude, right? Like he had a sick ass fucking GTR and traded up into a sheepy race R8, and then now who knows, he's buying a Lambo or some shit. I don't know.
I don't
No.
know how well it'll work to do like a picture on a camera, but I don't know if you guys can.
You can also just DM that to me on Instagram and I can bring it
Oh,
up.
Shooting the flames.
Yeah,
looks
that's
super clean.
Dude, that
fucking
thing is
really clean.
And I'll say this: one thing I know about Derek is that he loves to drive a manual transmission.
Yeah.
And the GTR, I mean, yes, it's fast and everything, but paddle shifters at the end of the day is still automatic. So like,
So you said I could just DM
they're
it to you?
soulless. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
DM it to the RevMatch Instagram. Yeah, they're
It's
a
so
little
boring.
Yeah, so speaking of which, okay, like I'm just gonna because I feel like there's some Honda love in the chat, okay? And like I for one was super fucking against the new Integra when I
Dragon's
first saw it
Breath.
because I was like,
Yeah.
fuck you guys, I think it's horrible. What have you done with my kid? They released this photos of the Type S today, and I don't hate it.
I just saw them today myself. I think it's gorgeous. Like,
Yeah,
I
the
was
wide
a
body
little iffy
really
when I
does a
first saw-
lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. And the fact that they're still standard transmission, like we were talking about, like we're all standard transmission lovers here.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
the fact, like everything's going automatic now, and like the fact that they kept it 6-speed for me was just one of the bigger things. I mean, and it makes like what I think they said 320 horsepower, so like it should be a pretty good car to build on.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Do you
like
wanna- I want one.
I want one. I don't give a fuck. I want one. Dude, listen, it's 320 horsepower. It's got a Honda transmission, which everybody knows they're like Honda makes a nice fucking transmission, dude. They're just nice to use, right?
Especially 6 speeds.
Yeah. And then yeah, to your point,
I'm a
320
5-speed lover myself.
Are you? Just no,
Yeah.
just because you just want a glorified 4-speed, right? You basically never use the 5th gear, right?
Well,
The trans in your RS count.
I have a PPG straight cut transmission in my
Bitch,
car.
that is
so
not a
it's little bit
5-speed.
different.
Like, don't
Yeah,
get
that's not a real 5-speed shot. No.
Well,
What
okay,
is
so
this
the,
fucking race transmission, guys. Like,
Okay,
no, I
so
prefer
for the-
I prefer a 4-speed fucking GR dog box. Like, yeah, of course, dude. Everybody
Yeah,
would, bro.
every-
But like, I don't.
absolutely, all day long.
so I blew up a 6-speed in my RSX. So I put a 5-speed in it. Lasted a little bit longer, and then I ended up blowing that one up. So I've been in my RSX. I've been through probably about 5 transmissions.
What's
And
under
it
your
seems to be-
RSX?
well, right now it's all motor again, but I had rods and pistons, a little bit of a turbo, and I was
How
thinking
do you
right
have
around.
it?
Wait. How do you have a little bit of a turbo?
It was
like
a
5
GT35R.
PSI?
Okay, yeah,
Comes-
because when you're doing this and you're scratching
Bro,
back your
this
neck,
is
that's not a
this
little
is
bit of a
listen.
turbo.
You
That's-
can't.
that's
It's
bullshit
fucking.
this.
Listen, I've lived in Texas for almost 2 years, and you can't believe a word that comes out of anybody's fucking mouth when they talk about what's under the hood, bro.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like he's like,
He-
oh, it's a 700 horsepower GTR. It probably made 900 like all day. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
His RSX and my GTR did a little bit of a 60 roll, and let's just say there was no clear winner.
I don't know. I think I won that still. No, honestly though,
You're always
I
gonna
went into
think
that
that.
race expecting to get gapped. Like, if I mean, we have the YouTube video and everything like that, and like in the beginning, I walk up to the camera, I was like, I'm about to get gapped. Like, but I mean,
So
At
how
the end
much
of the day,
boost were you putting through that motor?
what? Say that again.
How much boost were you putting through the
K20.
30 pounds.
we shoot a little bit of
It's
fucking
30?
turbo.
Bro, it's
The
a K
fuck?
series. That's
Outta
light work,
here.
baby.
Yeah, it was
There ain't
a
a little bit of fucking boost though. Goddamn, my STI is only 22. Jesus,
Yeah, but
fuck.
that
it
has
was
a terrible motor.
GT35R that I completely
I
maxed
know.
out.
I mean, that's yeah.
Damn.
That's I mean,
Yeah.
But a GT35R maxed out that thing didn't have a ton of lag, huh? I would assume.
No,
that-
not at all. It
Yeah, I
lit
was
up
gonna
really
say-
quick.
Yeah, see, that's like more dangerous to me. Like you can put a big turbo on a Honda and like it'll top in like a motherfucker, but if any one of those things has any kind of pull down low, like nobody sees it coming.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
actually the like I said, but that I still have that motor. It's just not in the RSX anymore. It's in my MR2 now.
So
I'm just
can we-
But that's
Austin,
the same turbo.
are you listening?
actually, you know what? I'll be right back.
yeah, I would. We're gonna hang on K swap
Okay.
MR2 for a second because like
So I have a quick question. Not to get off the subject, but it's okay. You guys started this garage, so like, how did you guys like get members? Like, you just like a bunch of car people, like a bunch of friends. You just decided to come together and like, hey,
Yeah, so
we need this amount of money to figure this out, and that's how it worked. Or like,
originally, like, oh god,
holy shit!
So this is the new turbo that's going on the MR2 here. This is the old GT35R.
it's like a baby's arm holding an apple.
Oh my Lanza, that's
That's fucking
massive.
yeah. This is that I have a raging semi. Anyway, back to how the club started.
I
so
want no
so
part of that MR2.
Well,
Zero.
first of all, our logo, right? You see our logo behind us.
Yeah.
The cog and the biohazard actually has kind of a unique backstory. So, do you want to tell the backstory of the cog and the biohazard?
So back in the olden days of Halo 2, you could
Ayo.
Yeah.
you could customize your icon, but it was just like I think they had like 12 or 13 different.
It was a picture in front and a picture in back.
Yeah, it was all clip art type shit.
Yeah, back and forth. Oh, we're all there.
Yeah. So like they had one that was just the gear, and then the biohazard, and that was mine for like forever. And then so when I founded the team, I was like, man, we need an emblem, and I was like, well, shit, that'll work perfectly fine. Like,
I'm fucking here for
That's
it, dude.
tight. That is so sick.
Yeah. I thought it gave
From
me
that,
vibes, but
it
I
was
couldn't
just
put
like-
my fingers on it.
It was just like, these are our buddies from high school who are all into cars. Let's all slap some stickers on our car, and yay, now we're a car club. It's just the thing is like those fuckers never left. So now we're all like in our mid 30s or early 30s or
Yeah.
whatever, and like we're all still the same guys that have been in the same group, and we've known each other for so long. Like it's not just a car club, and we see a lot of people that want the same thing, and they get like a group of people a group of people together that never met before, and it's like, oh, we're gonna start getting money involved and this, that, and the other, and so and doesn't like so and there's a bunch of drama and a bunch of bullshit.
Bad
like
idea.
that. But it's like while other car clubs are going through that, and we've watched countless car clubs rise and fall in the last 10 years, and while they're doing that, like we're going to each other's kids' birthday parties and like graduation ceremonies.
That's
and
cool.
stuff like that, because we've all known each other for so long. And as far as new members go, we are extremely strict.
Yeah.
So we have like a 3-month waiting process where you have to have a certain amount of attendance. We have it's a unanimous vote to vote someone in, so everyone has to agree. Most people who join the club have either been hanging out with us already forever, or we know of, like, we have a couple of young kids who are like new to the car community, and they see all of the stupid crap that goes on social media, and like the takeovers and the sideshows, and like, oh, we're street racing, but we're street racing on a busy interstate, like, and so we try to take the young generation and show them like, this is not the car scene. It's not what the car scene should be. And so we try to set an example, but we also don't want to just exclude people just because, oh, well, we're not going to have you in our club because you don't know what a GT35R turbo is. Like, we have a guy who joined our club recently, and I mean, his car knowledge is barely on the level of like a lube tech at a dealership.
Right.
But he joined the club, and we voted him in because of who he is and his personality and how he carries himself. And like, okay, we want that around us, and we want to grab you, and we want to take you in, and we're not going to push you away just because you don't have an R35 or just because you don't have a 1,000 horsepower car. And we're going to take you in your crappy little Honda that you bought for $1,500, and we're going to.
This does go on the internet. Like, people will be able to hear this, and they'll know you're talking about them. Just so you know.
Just so you're aware.
About to get some hate mail.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I practically did that. I had a Corvette for a little while, C6, and then I kind of like what he did at the same time. I sold it. Mainly for profit. I bought it for 21. I sold it for 30, then I bought a $1,500 EG 4-door.
My daily is a 1990 CRX that's bone stock. I bought it for $1,000.
That's peepers.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing that, like, it's funny now because, like, as an adult, like, I have a fucking 9-year-old or whatever, and I was like, hey, it'd be nice to own a new car, so I bought,
whatever his age is.
Yeah, whatever. But I was like, hey, it'd be nice to own a brand new car. Like, I've never bought myself a brand new car. I bought one for my wife. I never bought myself one. And when I needed a daily, I was like, I'm gonna go fucking buy this piece of shit, whatever, right? But what I realized is, it's like, I kind of miss just driving a shitbox around every day, man. I mean, like I didn't worry about it, and like I could fix it or whatever. And the funny thing that I've noticed about being out here, honestly, is like in California, dudes will have like 2 cars, right? They'll have like the track car or whatever. That's that would always be a little rough around the edges, perform super well, whatever. And then you have like the street car, which is the car you drive every day, but it's probably still fast. It's clean. You spend all the money on it, whatever, right? It's just like you have those 2 things. It's not like that out here, bro. It's like I have beater and then race car, fucking race car. You know what I mean? It's like, and so everybody's just rolling around.
The autocross car. I got the drag racing car. I got the street car. Like
there's a dude with like a
Mexico.
There's a dude with like it's like a EK or whatever the fucking. It's a 2-door Civic Coupe. I don't know all the chassis codes off the top of my head. But it's a silver one, and it's clean enough where I'm like, that guy's probably packing some shit at home. Like, I'd put good money that's this dude's beater, and he's got something fucking sick as fuck in the garage, dude.
You're right.
Yeah, and that's like a weird thing for me to be a part of, because that's how it was for us growing up when I was a kid. Like me and all my friends had like, we all just drove a bunch of different shit boxes around, right? But it's like this guy would have 2 or 3 Hondas, and that one makes 600 horsepower, fake Brit seats, and like whatever, But it's like that shit is still like. It's like, no, is that too real, bro?
Why did you laugh so hard when he said
I have fake
bride
bride
seats?
seats in my RSX.
Yeah, fake Brit seats.
I have fake bride seats in my RSX.
Yeah.
See, like I talk a lot and people think I make shit up. I don't make any of this shit up.
Yeah. That's what's perfect.
But no, I just think it's tight that like you guys never fucking had to move away from that. You got to just keep doing that shit and just like have the fleet of like all the shit that like like you said, something's always perpetually broken. You're always perpetually fixing something, but that's why you have 4 cars,
turn
right?
this camera around in a little bit, you'll see.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
let's see what's going on. Let me see the heat. Let me see.
Quick question. Another quick question. So
What's that?
So does everybody have like a common goal? Does everybody like you got one group that's like autocross, you got one group that's like drag, do you have one group that's like, or does everybody just kind of like, hey, we want to drive cool cars, I want to fix my shit up, do whatever I want to do to it? Like, well, how does that?
It's literally like we had a guy in the club for a period of time who literally had like a Cadillac slab with like 24s.
What up?
Like that's his style.
Yeah.
And we're like, we're fucking here for it, bro. Like,
Hell yeah.
we don't give a shit. Like,
Okay.
it's we don't care what you drive, because I've gone from like my very first vehicle was called Bob the Blazer. It was a 1998 S10 Blazer. It was my mom's car. She gave it to me when I turned 16.
Yes.
And whenever it ended its life, it had a 4-inch drop on it. It had a 125 shot nitrous.
What the fuck?
Straight pipe exhaust straight up the side of the fender. But it still had the.
Is there like a V6 in that thing?
Yeah, it had a 4.2 liter V6 and an automatic 4-speed.
If I'm not mistaken, you also autocrossed that car.
I did. I autocrossed it too. Yeah, that was true.
What the fuck?
My God.
We like to go fast.
That's not going fast. That's not going fast.
Fast and dumb shit. Fast and dumb shit. That's what it is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like just because I started there and like now I have like the Datsun and I had the R35 and I've got some other cars and stuff. It's like that's where I started. So why do I care if we have another 16-year-old kid come along and he's like, yo, I'm racing my mom's Pontiac Aztec. Like, fuck it. Let's make it fast. Like, let's figure it out. Let's go.
Fuck yes.
Dude, moves
as long
so
as
much
your
math
heart
in
is in
that
the
thing.
right place. Yeah, like as long as your heart's in the right place and you're not an asshole, you're not a douchebag, you're not trying to do takeovers, you're not,
Yeah.
No, like right now we got a guy turbocharging do you know what year his Tundra is?
I don't know what year, but it's a piece of shit Tundra.
Yeah, it's a piece of shit Tundra that we're literally slapping a turbo on it just because.
We found an eBay turbo kit and we're like, buy it.
Wu-Tang War Whistle,
Why
baby.
Make it happen.
So you guys are the Alex of your group, like Alex is in our group, where you scumbags you into buying shit all the fucking time to put on your car.
Yeah.
Except all of us are like that.
Yeah,
like
enablers.
all 20 of us.
Yeah, just a bunch of
Yeah,
enablers.
Nice.
if someone's
I
like,
have scumbag Tim and some shit. I ain't gonna lie about that.
if someone in the group is like, "Hey, should I buy this?" and we're like, "Why haven't you bought it already?" Like,
Yeah,
what are you doing?
your
We've
wife's not
actually
going to
had-
divorce you. She says it a bunch, but she's not actually going to do it.
We actually had
Why?
didn't Sean Kett buy you something that you mentioned and he just bought it for you and it showed up and he was like, there you go?
Yeah, I think it was my turbo manifold that's sitting over there. I was like, yeah. I was like, hey, can you price? Because he gets me some discounts and stuff like that. I was like, hey, can you price me this out real quick? Because I was gonna compare prices and stuff like that. And then it just like showed up. And I was like, oh shit! Now I owe my buddy some money here. But you know, like it was like whatever. Like
yeah, that's
I had to
fucking
do it
funny.
eventually.
Yeah,
I
That-
guess
that-
I'm buying that part after all.
Awesome.
that's fucking tight, dude. I mean, yeah, that's cool. Like, you know, I've obviously been trying to not make the like. If you say the word family and when you talk about a bunch of people in a shop together, only one person comes to
Yeah.
mind. So I've been
Yep.
really trying
Yeah.
to avoid that
It's
word.
super cringe. It really is super cringe to think about it because Fast and Furious totally ruined that. But
Yeah.
like in actuality, you know, if every team member in my phone is like their name and then it says reaction.
Yeah.
And it's like if I see the word reaction whenever it's 2:00 in the morning and I'm waking up and I get my phone and I'm like, oh shit, one of the guys needs something, and it's
Yeah.
like, let's go. Like
That's
it doesn't matter
cool.
what it is,
Yeah.
Hell
and
yeah.
Nah,
we're
you
all
got-
like that.
That's fucking tight, dude. I think that you're doing a cool thing in not only like fostering an open-minded end of automotive community, which is kind of like really what we had also set out to do when we started the podcast, was one, a lot of automotive content is geared towards people with a fuckload of money, right? Like TJ Hunt's
Yeah.
like, oh, I just bought a $125,000 body kit for my BMW
Dude,
M4. I
are
totally
you-
relate. Yeah,
what
I
the
totally relate
yeah.
to that.
Yeah,
totally
get the
relate to
fuck
that.
out of here.
Right. So we were like, hey, let's not do content for those fucking guys. They've got enough content on the internet, right? They're cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk because that's why we've always been like I have our buddy Kyle Gurney like messaging me on the side that he wants to get back on the show. That is a dude who built a car with his own money from the ground up, and he's smoking motherfuckers out on the track in a Golf R. And so like that's the type of shit that we wanted to showcase. Is like these are privateers.
That's
you
a
know,
race car. No, that's not a Golf car anymore.
Now
That's
it
a
is.
fucking race car.
It is a
now
race
it is,
car.
but
That's
it
a
wasn't
race
when he
car.
bought it. It wasn't when he bought
That is
it.
true. That
Right,
is
and
true.
it
There are
wasn't.
holes in the hood.
Bitch, he's
Hey,
got
there's
the
nothing wrong with
biggest
holes in the
wing.
hood.
He's got
That's
the
what he
biggest.
exhausts.
Yeah,
Straight up.
yeah. That's where you let the evil out.
He's
That's
prototyping Arrow for the motherfucker. That's
Yeah,
like this
dude.
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
big for
right,
the
but
thing.
but when it started, it was a dude with a car,
Yeah, it was cool.
right?
Yeah.
And
It
like
was
that's
super cool.
and that's always what I like. We thought like it was supposed to start with like we're gonna showcase just the dude with the car, right? And like where they went. And I feel like that's just a shop full of dudes with cars. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like you're just doing the thing.
Yeah.
But you're kind of elevating each other and helping each other. You know, it's a wealth of knowledge to pull from. You have guys close to you. It's obviously, hey, can I borrow this tool? Blah blah blah. Like all of that stuff just really helps people push each other, and I think that's fucking dope. Also, it's huge that you guys are really inclusive to all the different parts of automotive culture, other than takeovers, which we'll touch on here in a second. Fuck those dudes, dude. Like honestly, just
Yeah,
you
no.
know,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I'm
100% agree.
I'm not really one to toot the whole round them up and put them in a camp thing, but I don't know. I feel like I can make an exception. But no, I
And
think
they
that's
just
fun.
get worse. And
Yeah,
worse
so
and
let's
worse.
touch on that. So you mentioned something where you guys have like an anti-takeover thing that you guys are doing. So run me through that
Yeah.
a little bit.
So in Corpus Christi is it's halfway between a small town and a big city.
Right.
The population is like 330,000 people. We have a decent highway infrastructure, which means we have decent sized areas where people can do dumb shit. You know, like big parking lots for like the Walmarts and the superstores and whatever. And there's a takeover community in San Antonio.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And I think it's called SATX Takeovers, I think is
Yeah.
their Instagram account name.
Sucking mad
and,
dicks takeovers. Yep. Anyway.
Yeah.
And they made a post and it was, we're going down to Corpus Christi. We're going to show Corpus what's up. We're coming. This is the date. And us and some of the other car clubs here in town, like the old heads, we've kind of been around for a while, and we're like, no,
Yeah,
We need
keep
to-
that shit
we
the
need to-
fuck out of here.
We need to figure out what the fuck we're gonna do. So it was coordinated between our car club, a couple of other car clubs that will remain unnamed, and it was like we're gonna embed ourselves with these guys, and we're just gonna narc them all night long.
Fuck yeah.
So every time they came to a stop, it was I'm on the phone, and I actually legitimately had I had the cell phone number, the direct cell phone number of, I'll just say, a high-ranking Corpus Christi police officer person, like city level, right?
Mhm.
And I was just like, we're here now. And 30 seconds later, cop cars. And then they would move. We're here now, cop cars. And
Fuck
me and one of the other guys in the club were driving around in a basically stock STI. Like, we blended in enough that they didn't fuck with us, but we also weren't expected to do donuts because it's all-wheel drive.
Right.
So we just kind of rolled along and acted like we were part of the crowd or whatever. There was a couple other guys doing the same thing, and it was just report. And I think I only ever saw like 3 donuts the whole night,
Fuck
and
'em.
then they went back to San Antonio.
Nice. Fuck
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I'm not
we-
one to like listen. I'm a big don't be a fucking rat, but nah, like that's cool. You get it. That you can rat on those guys all day long. I don't give a fuck.
Well,
Fuck yeah.
from what I saw, 'cause I wasn't there for this, but from what I saw when because they drove by our shop and because they tried to do it again,
Yeah.
it was a bunch. It was like a Lincoln Navigator, like it was a bunch of just like basic ass cars that like I was like, why are you in these cars trying to do stupid shit like that? Like,
Dude,
The guys who
yeah.
came down from San Antonio were mostly in Chargers and Challengers. The guy who was kind of running the thing was in a white Hellcat Charger, and we got his car impounded. So
Listen, not an
Nice.
interest
Yes.
rate below 15% amongst all of them. I guarantee you.
yeah.
Right? Making 852 payments of $37 to buy that Hellcat. Like, there's fucking.
Well,
you know, it's just-
and the dumb thing is, it's like, okay, you're gonna travel 140 miles from San Antonio to Corpus to go waste your tires, and then have to drive 140 miles on wire back to San Antonio. Like, are you dumb anyway? Like,
I mean, yes.
I mean, you actually
Yes.
did them a
Yes.
favor.
Yeah.
You saved their tires for them so
Yeah.
they can make the drive back.
Yeah, you saved a bunch of fucking takeover lies. Way to go, Dick. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah,
They could have all ended up on the side of the freeway where we want them. No, listen, I am not. Listen, I don't hate a lot of people. I fucking burning passion. I hate takeovers so much because it obviously it makes us all look bad. Every
Yeah.
single one of us look bad.
1,000%.
And yeah, they just I mean that's enough, but also just fucking dumb. It's just a fucking dumb thing to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like like when you see videos of like ambulances can't get through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like
And half
And-
the time the ambulance is there to pick someone up that just got hit by a car while they were doing the freaking donuts.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and like the worst part about it is seeing a bunch of dudes stroke each other off over the donut. Like, dude, doing donuts in one direction and just it's not that hard. Like, I hate to break it to you,
so
but it's really not that difficult to do. You know what I mean? Like,
If you're gonna do a donut, do it in a small shop to break it in.
yeah.
yeah,
That's the
obviously.
right way to do it.
yeah. Protect,
Experience.
hopefully with obstacles that aren't, breathing when you're
Yeah.
fucking, fucking around.
Yeah,
You know,
let's go.
it's just
So that's it.
and it's always like it's shitbox fucking like old G35 sedans, and then
Hey,
RT
go get
Charger.
U-Haul trucks and rent that shit and do
It's
it.
so weird. Yeah, listen,
It's so fucking
listen.
stupid.
Yo, listen though, U-Haul is without their knowledge supporting the shithead Mexico game with motor swaps. They don't know that they're doing it.
Oh
But
yeah.
they're doing yeah. 1995 motor swap, baby. Let's go.
Yes.
Get those fucking 6.0s out of those goddamn vans, bro. But yeah, no, yeah, but to your point, you'll see Escalades, you'll see all type of shit. The thing that really blows my mind though is every once in a while you'll see a dude with like a really fucking sick car. Like there was a couple of like dope CTSVs and shit, and I'm like, why are you there?
Yeah.
Like you already
Honestly, I feel like it's a need for attention, right? Because they
Yeah.
spend all the money on the car, and yeah, they may get like a spotted post on Instagram or something on their local Facebook, but they need the more attention. They didn't build their car because they like cars. they built their cars because they like people to compliment them on their car.
I think that's
And-
fair.
Yes.
And that's yeah.
And there's a couple, and so like the thing that used to really fuck me up about it is because I'm like a huge fan of drifting. Like that's what I'm trying to actively get back into doing, which is what the plan for the new Edge is when it shows up. Is just turn it into a drift beater so I can go fuck around. Right, Texas Motor Speedway is pretty close, and go do stupid shit. But it's like when I was in NorCal, there's a couple of dudes in the sideshow scene that actually like have hands and like can drive cars, and like you'll see them on drift tracks and they're fucking murdering it. And it's like, why are you doing this stupid thing when like you obviously have talent? You're a competent driver. Your car's pretty sick. You know what you're doing. Like you could just stay in the grassroots drifting scene, maybe even get up to like a Pro 2 and FD or whatever, and fuck around with a decent car and have some fun and have the respect of all your peers in the automotive community, and you could do something positive. It's like, nah, I'd just rather go do fucking donuts in the middle of a crowded intersection and shut the street down. It's like, what are we? Like we're not helping ourselves when tracks are being shut down, and there's like no support for what we're doing, and obviously the EPA is trying to shut us down because we're the problem with the environment.
Yeah.
It's all the
I was actually just at Texas 2K in Houston, and it was like they did two other events, and then that was it. And like it was like the day after, they were already just tearing it apart, and I was like, damn, that's sad.
It's really fucking sad. Yeah. And it's you look at like what was going on with Cletus in Florida, right? Where like they're putting a housing development next to his track, and he's like, dude, I dumped how much money did the guy dump into buying and refurbing that track?
I know it was a lot.
Yeah, and he's like, you guys are gonna like, because what happens, right? They build the suburbs next to the track, and then the suburbs complain about the track, and then the track gets shut down, right? And the same thing's been happening in California, Irwindale, which for me is like, I grew up going to Irwindale, was local racetrack, watching like circle track, and they did FD. The last round of FD is always there and all that kind of shit. And they've been trying to shut that place down for years, dude, and like turn it into a strip mall because the folks that live there don't like the noise and all the other shit.
Same with Laguna Seca.
Yeah. Which
dude, like that's so bad. Like literally, I remember being on on a normal track day, stock cars, GT3 RSs are getting pointed off because the sound decibel's too loud. And it's a stock fucking car. And it's like, because this track was here 50 years ago. Some asshole spent $6 million on a hill 5 miles away can hear the fucking car. Like, go get fucked, dude. Like, this track's been here forever. Like, pay it respect. Like, don't be that way.
Well, it's like you see the Laguna Seca exhaust. I don't know if you guys ever seen those, but it's just, so yeah, is it like it's coming up to the corkscrew, right? That's where the sound trap is.
You have to let off.
Yeah, and so you'll see dudes run these ridiculous exhaust setups where it's literally just mufflers attached to the back of the exhaust hanging off the back of the car just so they can clear the sound meter as it goes through this turn so they don't get black flagged and forced to kick off on a track day that they paid for.
They're literally called Laguna Seca pipes, and they come out of the car, they go up and they go to the left because it points away from the microphone as they go past it so they don't have to lift as much. Like no joke. Like that. Like, it's like, are you fucking kidding me?
It's like, goddamn, I thought this was America. You know what I'm saying?
Like, in retrospect, that created a second market for exhaust systems. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Whatever. Support small business by fucking over.
Somebody made money on it. Somebody somewhere made money on that shit.
Yeah, like, it's So, like I said, anyway, we have the odds stacked against us enough as it is. We don't need these fucking assholes making it any worse. So, good on you, champions. So what is... Obviously, there's 20 guys, right? What are some of the wilder and girls? Fair enough. That was not inclusive of me. What are some of the crazier builds that you guys have going on right now? Like we see the Audi on the rack back there.
I guess mine. Oh, well, running would be Zeus.
Yeah, we have right now. Like if you want to, we have the running and we have the not running and we have the currently under construction category. So which category would you like to visit first?
What's running? What's
running?
Let's
take me through this is a come with me
to a world of imagination.
Damn, isn't that real?
There's Peeper with the Q50. He has the air to air.
Yeah, so Mike Peeper has a Q50 Resport, and it has the first or second production front mount intercooler. So we actually worked with Venture Performance and Fabrication in San Antonio, and Ben, who's kind of the guy that runs the shop over there, he essentially was like, "Hey, I want to start building and manufacturing this front mount intercooler setup." And so we sent the car to him, and he had it for like 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months or so.
And he basically stripped all of the air to water intercooler crap off, built all new intercooler piping for it, put a big ass front mount on it, and then did straight pipe exhaust from the turbos all the way back. And that car is terrifying.
Like define
Did he
terrifying.
tune it? Is it tuned?
Yeah, it's tuned. It's tuned on EcuTech.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I
like-
think he made a little bit over 500, I believe.
Nice.
And I mean, everything other than that is stock. I mean, of course, I think he put injectors on it.
Yeah, it's got injectors, but that's it. Everything else, stock motors, stock trans. It's just a Red Sport that's got a front mount on it, and it works, and it gets rid of a lot of the overheating problems that those cars have.
Those VR30s, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, intercoolers on new cars these days are like this big.
Yeah. No, this intercooler is
ridiculous.
Yeah. And so that car is pretty rowdy. We have a guy, Zeus, and he has a 370Z Nismo that's got a pretty rowdy twin turbo setup on it.
Sick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That car
yeah.
makes 650.
Yeah,
650?
Yeah, 650. Again, the motor's stock.
Yeah,
He
motor
has
and transit stock.
he has a different dip in it to make it shorter because he likes to do quarter mile.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen the comp turbos that use the grease instead of like the oil. They use
What?
Yeah, there's no oil feed, no water feed.
Yeah, you just grease them every once in a while. Like he says,
What
like
the
I think he said
fuck?
every oil change. Yeah, no, I had the same reaction. I was like,
So
okay,
it just has a fitting, and you just take a fucking grease gun and just like juice it
Yep.
every once in a while. What the
Yep.
shit?
it does have a special kind of grease that they recommend. But
I'm sure.
It's
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna lie, it just looks like high temp grease to me. But
What the fuck?
I'm so
tight.
confused right now.
There's always like some other level of jank shit that I'm just not aware of.
like
it
like
blows
so,
my
like
mind.
the center cartridge of the turbo has like the fins on it for like heat control and everything like that.
Yeah.
And like he's showing me this turbo, and I'm like, this is fucking weird, man. Like I don't like. I was like, you have like, and on that turbo setup, the turbos are underneath the car, so they're kind of like right next to the transmission and everything like that. So he's gonna have to lift it up and grease them every time he does his oil change and stuff like that. But I mean, you're under there already. But
Yeah, that's just kind of I've literally never heard of that. I've never heard of like
Nope.
Wow.
A greased.
Just
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna
grease
find
fin.
a picture of it and send it to you so you can
Yeah,
check
yeah.
it out.
That's fucking sick. No, I like those
That's
like
sick.
those horsepower numbers are cool to me because there's like I feel like there's a big push. Everybody wants 4-figure power these days.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm like, dude, 500 horsepower on the street on like a street tire is you're
Dude,
fucking around.
it's different,
You're
yeah.
fucking around. You know what I mean? You can smoke some
You're
shit. You
fucking
can have a
around.
good fun. You can do some donuts. You can do whatever, and you don't need 1,000 fucking horsepower all the time. So you
but
guys,
1,000 is nice.
1,000's cool. Not gonna lie, it would be pretty sweet. But so quick aside while he's looking for photos. So I sell insurance. That's my day job, right? And I have a lady today calls in, born in 1945. I pull up her information. Guess what this lady has in her garage? 1995
Cadillac.
marine blue.
Oh.
2-owner manual twin turbo Toyota Supra.
Fuck
Ooh,
yeah.
nice.
And then a 78 Celica Supra.
What?
That's
Oh,
currently being
dude.
run.
No way.
Can I get her number right quick?
Dude, I was like, ma'am, how? She was like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, she's like, one of my old friends was a design engineer for Toyota, so I got a great deal on it as a 2-owner car. I'm like, how long have you had it? She's like, I've had it for like 25 years. And she goes, I was like, ma'am, do you have any idea how much that car is worth? And she goes, no, why? And I go, how much did you pay for it? She goes, oh, I think I paid $27,000 for it or some shit like that. And I was like, and she's like, what's it worth? I was like, easy 70 grand. Like, you know what I mean? Without breaking a sweat, possibly more.
How many miles are not on that car?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
the last odometer reading was done in 1999, and it had like fucking 31,000 miles on it, and she doesn't drive it. She's just like does not drive it. So
That's
it
a
probably
$100,000 car.
So it
Does
probably
she have any
has-
relatives?
it probably
Just
has
drives it to
like.
get an inspection and then parks it.
Here's the funniest part. Her
Yeah.
son has been telling her for years that she should sell it, and she has Alzheimer's if she thinks it's worth any money. And I was like, your son's an idiot. I said her that on a recorded line. I was like, your son's a moron. Like, that car is worth a ton of money. Like,
Wow.
Yeah.
I would,
I swear I love you.
I'm like, this is for sure a sub 70,000 mile car. And it's just chilling in an old lady's garage somewhere right now. Like, we write stories about this, right? This is like
Yeah.
every car guy's dream, right? It's like old lady has a
quick
stock fucking manual T-top marine blue Supra chilling in her garage. Go ahead, Mike, before you blow a gasket.
No. I forgot. What was that Audi blue? Is it a Laguna Seca blue on the Audi? Nagaro. So this dude.
What'd you call me?
Yeah, right.
That's not the Laguna Seca blue. That's
He
just
found.
No, that's
Yeah.
Nagano.
He found. I got a phone call from a customer today. He found a 2004 RS4 that's been in some lady's garage for 15 years. It hasn't been driven. It has 12,000 miles on it.
What the fuck, dude?
12,000 fucking miles on it. So he called me today and he like wants to do every single service you could possibly do to the car because she has done nothing to it. You know, timing belt, water pump, all of that stuff.
Yeah,
But
you
you
better
should send
trailer
him
that
my way.
motherfucker over it.
And in my way.
fuck
He's
you,
an
Tim.
Audi service writer. That's why he wants it.
We're both Audi service.
But Mike is also
Yeah.
at different dealerships. Ooh, drama. Ooh, drama. Okay, so we covered the running cars. I want to know, not the not running cars. I want to know the aspirational vehicles. I want to know the, like,
That's
what's
the
in
one.
construction that's
Well,
just absolutely.
That's what's behind the camera.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That one, right?
Or that one.
No, definitely that one.
Or that one.
hit me.
Yeah,
Give
come
me.
on,
This is,
come on.
this is
Give
good.
Give the
Dude,
people what
come
they
on.
want.
Yeah, come on.
Don't fucking blue ball me. This is my show. Let me have what I want.
Well, first of all, y'all need to check out our mic stand.
It's amazing.
I do want to see this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Yes. It works
That's
great.
tight.
I do have to. I was telling these guys before you guys jumped on.
That's
I
cool.
commend the fact that they took the time to make this shit work before they came on the show, so
Right.
that we didn't spend the first 10. What is that?
Let me.
Was,
That's
Okay,
the
but-
MR2.
Number two.
Oh, it's a first
was
gen
that,
MR2.
was that a new Z that you just passed though?
Oh, don't worry, we'll get there. I'll feed you, baby bird.
Ooh, he said, "I'll feed you, baby bird." Damn, Timmy, I think we just met your biological dad.
Yeah, we did.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad he came back.
Where's the milk and cigarettes? That's okay. So there's a K series in there with a big old turbo.
a rods and piston K series motor with the PPG transmission that I was talking about earlier.
So the whole thing fit in the MR2.
Yeah, yeah. It was.
Are you sure that intercooler is gonna fit in there?
So I'm actually gonna cut the trunk out and lay it sideways, I guess you would say. And
So no, it doesn't fit in there.
no,
Make it
yeah. I
fit.
mean, it's meant for the SW20s for the when they case swap them. But I'm just gonna make it work. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of stuff. Like if you, we can't really go over there, but I would say
No,
if-
that's
if we
cool.
go- yeah. Like the wall between the trunk and the engine bay is cut out. There's even a little bit of the what you would call a firewall on that one. It's cut too. So I made room for it. I mean, if you're going non-turbo, you can swap it no problem and not have any issues. But that turbo kind of sits like if the firewall was there, it would be halfway through the firewall.
I mean, it's a
So-
pretty substantial turbo that you're putting in
Yeah,
the back of that.
That's the Borg Warner S369.
Nice.
And then
Fancy
yeah,
find.
that intercooler was a lot bigger than I was expecting. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what she said.
Yeah. And then so with that setup, I'll be happy with 800 horsepower.
So what are we using this Japanese death machine for?
Everything.
Love
I think it's just gonna be a daily, like just drive it around town.
Just 800
And,
horsepower.
You
daily.
clearly live in Texas. You
Yeah,
you
for sure.
clearly,
Yeah.
you 1000% live in Texas.
They're built different out here, bro. It's fucking amazing. I love it. Up here,
Yeah,
the shit I see just
a
driving
good
around.
daily
sometimes.
street car. No, but I do want to
Casual.
take. Yeah, I do want to take it to the drag strip. I do. I'm in the process of talking to someone about getting a cage in it and everything.
Yeah.
The AW11 record right now is only a 9.5, so I kind of want to blow that out of the water. Obviously, I'm not going to touch the whole MR2 record because Kyle from Boosted Boys ran like a 7.59. I'm not touching that. I would like to, but I mean that's a little out of my head.
That's a built ass.
Out of
That's
my
a
wallet.
built ass car that he did that with.
Yeah, he has a billet block and everything like that.
Yeah,
I respect him.
exactly.
And like, he started like one of us and just went with YouTube and everything like that. He grew to where he's at now, so I respect that. But yeah, so I want to get the AW11 record on it, and then I want to start doing Sick Week with it. So I want to get everything buttoned down before this next 6 week Sick Week,
That'd be tight.
and so yeah, it's like 1,000 miles driving total. So
yeah, there's a couple of those, right? So there's like Rocky Mountain Race Week and all that stuff for those who don't follow that shit. But basically, the whole point is that, and then Hot Rod does Power Tour, right? But you gotta have a vintage car, I think, for that.
Yeah.
But basically, the whole thing is that you have to drive the car on the street and then get to the track, and you have to make passes, right? And they do I don't know how they score the winner or whatever. I know it's like an average of passes across all fucking tracks or whatever. But the whole thing is like it has to be a car that can run on the freeway and go do drag passes and then drive to the next track and all the other shit. It's a cool thing. They do something similar for drifting. They do Drift Week, which is the same exact premise, which is you drive from track to. It's not like there's no winner, I don't think, for Drift Week, but it is just drive your drift car around, fucking smoke tires. You got to tow a trailer with your drift car and shit. It's pretty cool. So that's fucking that thing's gonna be absolutely terrifying, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little scared for this man's life with 800 horsepower in the back of that MR2.
I feel like it needs a rally suspension, and it wants to rally.
No, it's gonna need a bunch of weight over the front end to keep any kind of steering at all.
No, it just wants to fly.
What I'm actually gonna do for that is I don't know if y'all seen Kyle's setup with Boosted Boys. He has a laser height sensor that pulls timing, so it's like traction control, but for your front wheels coming off the ground.
Oh yeah, I have heard about not on his car, but I've heard about guys doing the same type of shit with other cars.
Yeah,
it's like they prevent wheelies in short wheelbases with a fuckload of power, right?
Tight.
Yeah, so that's the plan for it. Because if I put wheelie bars on it, it's gonna put me in the unlimited class. So like I'm gonna be racing the guys that are running like 5-second passes and stuff like that.
Oh no shit!
And so I'm gonna avoid the wheelie bars and use the laser height sensor to avoid getting put into that bracket.
That thing's gonna be a fucking handful, dog. That's so sick.
Oh, also, I sent those pictures of that twin
did you?
turbo Z to your.
Did you send it to
think I did it right.
Did you send it to my
I sent them to the
Instagram?
RevMatch.
Why is it not showing up? Did you send it to the right RevMatch? Is there a different? Oh wait. I found it.
I was gonna say, I hope I didn't mess it up, but
No, you're good.
I
You're
am
good.
not technologically literate.
No, so when you have like a professional Instagram account, when somebody new DMs you, it doesn't go to your standard DM box. It goes to a different inbox, and like you have to move it. It's really fucking dumb. But yeah, no, I got it now. Oh, look at that. Yeah, look at this turbo, dude. This is the Z with the rear, well, not rear, but under tray mounted turbos. First of all,
It was a hugest headache installing that, by the way.
I can only imagine remote mounted turbos
there's
are usually
no room.
easy. Yeah.
That car was in our shop for like 2 months while we tried to figure out how to put shit together.
That's so close to the transmission. That's so fucking
Jesus.
crazy. That's wild, bro.
That's badass.
It is really fucking sick. I can totally see, like, I understand the reason why, like, if there was a second option to having to like run oil lines and shit down there, especially with just the obvious like gravitational issues, you know what I mean, of having the turbos that low in relation to the oil pump and shit.
Yeah.
But that looks like an absolute fucking bitch to service and like keep track of whether or not your turbos are lubricated. So hopefully it works out. But yeah, that's fucking sick, dude. Okay, so we've got Japanese Death Machine, which I'm super here for, dog. Like that and like 1,000 horsepower CRX are like right on, like cars that will obviously destroy you if you put them in a wall. So what else do we have going on in there? I don't even know. There's a Zed.
Okay, I'm back.
So the L26 that's in this right now, it runs fine, but it's not doing too well. It's a little unhealthy. So I found a L28 block,
Okay.
and I sent the L28 block over to Rebello Racing, and they're going to build me a 3.1 liter stroker. And then I have a 6-speed manual transmission out of a Subaru BRZ.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
gonna mate to that L28. So I'll be making about 300 horsepower compared to the 200 that it makes right now, and I'll have an extra 2 gears.
It's also gonna have the diff too, right?
And it's gonna have an LSD in it now instead of an open diff. I also have a full Willwood brake kit for it. So 4 piston fronts, 2 piston rears.
Is it the T3 shit? Did you get like the T3 kit?
Yeah, Techno Toy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of Techno Toy on it already.
They're so good, dude. Their shit's so nice,
yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, I
like-
got some of that stuff for the AW11 also.
Yeah, if you guys anybody who's listening doesn't know, but Techno Toy, they do 8.6s, they do Z's, I know they do MR2s, they do other shit too, but they do like really fucking nice coilover kits for like Z's specifically, 8.6s too. They do a cool angle kit for 8.6s and shit. So yeah, you guys went to their meet, yeah, didn't you?
Yeah. That's the place in Eldorado Hills.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
Dude, their shop is fucking
T3 is legit,
nice.
dude. They've been in the game for a hot minute, and they know what the fuck.
So this car is gonna be pretty rowdy. I'm basically using it as an autocross car. I daily it occasionally when I feel like it. The carburetors, because it's still gonna be carbureted, so the carburetors do make it a pain in the ass to start, but
yeah, especially
it's also straight piped, and it dumps right out up underneath the ground, like up underneath the front fender. So I mean, it sounds like a V8. I've had it has a carbon fiber hood on it, but I have a lot of old timers that be like, man, you ruined that car by putting a V8 in it. And I'm like, well, sir, that's where you're wrong. And I show them, and they're like, that doesn't sound like any straight six I've ever heard. Like it legit sounds like an LS when it's just sitting there idling. It's pretty rowdy.
You just be like, yeah, you old bitch, this is the future. Get fucked.
But a lot of the young kids will come up, and for a while there, he didn't even have a hood on it. And they're like, "Oh, is this a small block or is this an LS?" And they're looking at the inline stick. Like, I'm like, "All right,
I hate that so much."
We'll teach you some stuff, but like, come on, man, you can count the cylinders right here. It's right in front of you. Like,
it's I've like I have a Z's are sick, right? They have like a really interesting shape, and they've got that old like European sports car styling, a la like old Jag and shit. But my buddy showed me like the OS Geiken L series engines with like the gear driven like cam, and they're like fucking $35,000 power plants, right? They're ridiculously expensive. But have you guys ever heard one of those things run?
Didn't you have? Yeah. So all of my stuff's from Kamiari in Japan.
Ooh, yep.
And so like my timing chain setup it's just like the OS Geiken one, but it's from Kamiari. So yeah, there is no like rubber pad tensioner or anything. There is a couple of gears like bolted to the block that keep the timing chain in tension. And it sounds like a supercharger because
the gear one.
Yeah,
it's fucking sick. Awesome. It's like like drivetrain whine is one of those like underappreciated like automotive noises, like induction noise. Like everybody trips on exhaust noise, but like induction noise is really where the heat's at, if you know what's up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's one of those things that's right up there with it. Like I love that shit. So that's gonna be, I mean, I think 300 horsepower. What do those things weigh? Like 2,800 pounds, some shit like that.
Yeah,
right?
I think this one weighs about 27.
That's perfect, dude. That car's gonna be so much fun to drive. That's just such a good balance. That's fucking dope. All right, what's next? Hit me. I'm getting juiced. Is that
everybody's favorite sports car, the Scion TC?
Oh my lord!
Like, okay, I have a lot of questions, but like,
so this is my wife's car.
Okay.
She really wanted a sports car, and I really wanted her not to die. So I got her the slowest manual sports car that I could find.
Okay.
You
And
did that.
we got this
Respect.
car. We got it brand new in 2015.
Okay.
Bought it off the lot. It was the only manual they had in stock, and she really wanted a white car, so there it is. She started racing autocross with me. She got tired of sitting and she wanted to drive, so she started racing autocross. She was terrible, but now she's got the car's got 105,000 miles on it, and
Yeah.
I have legit seen her send people home on trailers asking what's wrong with their car.
C times huge,
awesome.
bro. C times
Yeah.
huge.
I remember very vividly. We went to one autocross event. There was 5 Corvettes there, and they're like tracked out Corvettes, and she beat every single one of them in a
Feels
180
bad.
horsepower Scion TC.
Feels bad.
But what it's in
That's
here
bad.
for now is it's got a rod knock. We finally spun a rod bearing in it at 105,000 miles, beating the ever living crap out of this car, and so we are turbocharging it.
Fuck yeah. Is there
So-
is there like an off the shelf option for that on those cars? Is
Nope.
there like nope?
Everything is custom built. Hey, go get some of those fittings over there off that table.
So
So
yeah,
we
like,
literally just got done building the manifold. Like,
because that's a 2AR in there, right? It's just a little
Yeah.
Corolla. Yeah. See, I
We
know
literally
stuff about things.
we just bought a bunch of shit and
Yep.
fabricated a manifold for it.
Yeah, bunch of stainless steel 90s and 45s and shit, and just fucking made it
Yep.
work. Hell yeah, dude. Just keep
And I
tacking shit
also
together till it fits.
Yeah, exactly. I got a full rotating assembly for it, so it'll have H-beam rods. It'll have 11.5-to-1 compression JP pistons or JE pistons.
Oh my god.
Good
Uh,
gosh.
It has a SuperTech valve train that's sitting on my table right now in my house.
So yeah, so like you can. All right, so Ryan Turk, right? I don't know if you remember we were talking about drifting a couple episodes ago. Ryan Turk drives a Toyota Corolla that's rear wheel drive converted, whatever, but it still runs the 2AR engine, and it runs the same engine that's in that TC, but it's bored and stroked, and fucking, it's still a stock block, it's still a stock head, but they put nitrous through it, all this other shit, and they make like 950 horsepower out of that engine, which is asinine.
It's wild because it's a 2.5, which is really big for a 4-cylinder to begin with.
Yeah.
But you can do a lot of shit with them because Toyota builds their motors in such a way that they just don't care. I mean, I have downshifted this car at autocross on the track so hard that the tires spin the opposite direction. And the car just keeps going. I mean, it's got an ACT 400 torque clutch in it. It's got coilovers all the way around. And I don't know if you can tell from here, but those are Cobra SVT wheels that has 275 wide slicks all the way around.
Holy shit.
I need somebody to go take photos and like send it. I need to see this. Like, I don't expect you to move your laptop, but like, if you could please take a photo with your phone and send, I need to see that shit because that's fucking insane. I think I've got
a phone.
This might be my favorite car you have in your shop because it's just so fucking ridiculous. So, yeah, if I'm just gonna tell you something that I know that Papadakis Racing did to that engine, because the biggest issue. Okay, let me roll this back. There's a joke in Formula Drift that Papadakis Racing had a stockpile of 2ARs because they used to blow them so much, like just because they're pushing so much power through that engine, right? And they would literally do like in between run engine swaps because they were just blowing the engines up all the time, like a drag car, damn near, right? So apparently, what they had to do, because one of the biggest issues they were having was head lift from the compression, like it would literally deflect the head up, right? So they, rather than having to remachine a custom head or a custom block, they literally just drilled extra holes for extra head studs. Is he gonna? Okay.
Those are Toyo Proxy RRs.
That's a gang of meat under a TC, dog.
Yeah. Turn it the other way so they can see it. It's actually got real Cobra wheels on it, not reps.
Like Terminator Cobra? Those are off of Terminator Cobra.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Those fit?
Yeah. And
So
it's on TN coilovers and it's fucking low.
So is it 4 fronts?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say because there's no way the rear fits. Like, there's no way you're putting 4 rears on that thing. So that's like, yeah, it's like a 8.5, 9-inch wheel, right? All the way around.
Yeah, 285. Yeah, 9.5.
Did you have to roll the fuck out of it to get 285s under it?
No, we just took corners really fast, and the fenders roll themselves.
Yes. Yeah.
That was the most.
I
I'm not even gonna lie to
fucking
you.
love it.
That was the most gangster fucking response that I.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Yeah,
For real, if
1000%.
you get close to the tires, you would see all the cut marks on the side of the tires.
From it, just it's called self-clearancing. That's what the technical term is for that.
You need to cut
Dang,
that
you're
audio
doing
right
that for
there.
sure.
That's
Yeah.
the audio.
Oh no, that's a clip. That's for sure.
That's a clip.
No, yeah, I
That's
just
a
turned
clip.
it fast as fuck and it figured itself out. That's yeah. I don't even really know if I need to see anything else, Derek. I'm pretty fucking sold on your guys' whole operation after that scumbaggery over there. To be honest with you.
Pretty
I
much.
just need to see the Subaru doing Subaru things.
Wait, Subaru doing Subaru things? You mean it's leaking oil?
I mean, might as well. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's
I'll
right
push it.
outside.
It's Mike's car.
Yeah, it's a VA. I can see it. What's wrong with it? Who broke it? Oh, is it gonna is a rod gonna come flying out of the back when he fires it up?
Smoke.
No,
Ching, ching.
it doesn't run right now, but it's
Oh.
got a. It's knocking like it's playing knock knock jokes so loud that everyone's actually laughing at it.
He is not going to get that in the shop by one person.
I can see him
One of
fight.
these cars has an attachment on it.
Oh, is this the one
He's
with
like,
the
never mind.
He's going to push it. Yeah, fucking
I
push
love
it.
how there's nobody in the car and he's pushing it in the shop. Yes.
There's somebody else.
Look at the dildo on the window.
Oh, it's so good.
Yes.
Yes, dude.
Hey, we need to plan a visit to this shop. I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
dude,
man.
I'm
We
driving
need to-
down there.
we're- hell
Yeah,
yes.
I just want to fucking see what's what.
Oh my god.
Oh, so what's the deal? Are you guys? So yeah, are you? What
So
are you
we
doing
have a
with
short
that?
block for it. Yeah, we have a short block for it. The guy who owns it, I want to say, he's trying really hard.
Shit.
He's trying really hard not to spend a bunch of money on this car because he actually has a Impreza wagon that he wants to do the full STI swap into. So this is
Okay.
pretty much gonna be like semi-stock daily. Like it'll probably get E85 and a slightly larger turbo, but the Impreza wagon is gonna end up getting a full STI swap. So
Hell yeah.
So like,
What
okay, first
year
of all, when
Impreza
he's talking
wagon?
about like might be E85 and like a bigger turbo, and now it's gonna have a short block, like that's basically what most STI dudes want, which is 450 wheel horsepower. So yeah, no big deal.
yeah,
I
think that's the target for this car.
Anything short of like a 19 or above, like if you're rocking a 15 prior, like it's a lot of work to get there. You know what I mean? It's a lot of money. It's a lot of work to get there as it is. It's like I mean, Mike knows it's like a $12,000 endeavor to get 400 wheel out of a 19 plus. So
yeah, I didn't pay that much, but it's not.
well, it's
far
probably
from
not, I mean, the cheapest you can do is like 9,500 if you pay somebody else to install everything.
I know people.
So there's a bunch of other cars outside, but we'd have to like move the whole freaking thing out there.
Don't worry
I
about it.
have,
So,
like, my primary race car, my baby, is sitting outside.
which
so-
is what is it?
Well, listening to y'all's podcast, and obviously with this thing, we all know what the world's best four-wheel drive turbocharged rally car is, and that would be the Evolution 8.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I seen it. I seen the photos.
Yeah, it is.
That's
Yeah, it
hot.
will.
So
It
it's
will.
a
It will
Laguna
not
Seca
break.
Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Laguna Seca Blue. It's got a built motor in it, 6.4 mil turbo,
Oh my god.
factory drivetrain, but it's the target for that car is somewhere around 700 to 800 horsepower. So.
I'll take it all day long.
Yeah,
Take
it's
it all day
not
long.
incredibly difficult to execute in an Evo. Evos have the engine reliability shit, like hands down. The number one thing that I've always preferred about STI's two Evos is the fact that an Evo is a front wheel drive car until it's not, whereas the STI is just always all wheel drive. And I just like that personally. Now, functionally, does the Evo smoke the STI? Like, yeah, unless I put like 20 grand more in my STI than you put in your Evo, right? Like, yes, absolutely. I'm getting smoked every day of the week. But I don't know. It made me feel good. I just like knowing that I can do stupid all-wheel drive burnouts if I want to. You know, I can do all-wheel drive donuts.
Well, that's how this got there.
Yeah, I mean,
we were actually doing like we were doing a bunch of dumb shit with this STI.
Yeah.
We did
nobody does smart shit with STIs, to be fair.
That doesn't sound familiar to me.
And then we were doing
not putting oil in it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we ever tell you guys? Did we tell you the story about how?
Make sure you put oil in your cars.
Yeah. So Timmy had a really sick like GB WRX with like E85 and like an STI drivetrain swap and like the whole 9 yards. And he did all this work by himself, and he built it in his garage, and he just did everything except put fucking oil in it.
That's rough.
It's not that simple.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure it is.
It's basically that simple. Like that was the story. Timmy built a car. He didn't put oil in it. The end. That was the story.
The end. That's it. Yep.
No, that's fucking okay. So is he gonna take like the engine out of that STI? Whose dog is barking? Out of that STI and like kind of reman it and put it in the wagon, or like is he gonna? Fuck yeah. Out of the ashes.
That's the whole reason he blew it. I mean, like he just blew it. And he's like, I'll go ahead and rebuild it and throw it in the wagon instead.
In the wagon, yeah.
You know what's funny?
He still needs to source the drivetrain, but he's got a lot of the body stuff already. So yeah.
Is he doing the Carlton flares and like the whole fucking?
I don't know. I don't know exactly what he's going to do as far as that. I don't think he's made his mind up yet.
So when you say Impreza wagon, like how old?
Oh man,
I've never even seen it myself.
So is it like a bug eye and newer, or is it like an old, like what was basically an Outback here, right? Because I think that's the only.
Call him.
Oh, I'm gonna call his ass.
Call
him.
Hell yeah!
Get him on the phone.
Phone a friend.
Oh, damn it! He beat me to
it.
No, we're gonna do it like this. This is fucking To Catch a Predator. Take a seat. Let's talk.
Baby.
I feel like this is Barrick's first try Fridays.
Hey, I want to talk to you right quick about your Wago. Can y'all hear him?
No.
Yeah,
if you have noise cancellation on, it will not pick that up.
Oh, okay. No. All right. Hey, what year is your Wago? Yeah.
Okay.
2014 wagon.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, you're on a podcast right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, dude?
Yeah.
That's the right year.
Yeah, your car's in the background.
Your car's in the background, and it's got this weird thing on the window.
I've never seen one that big before.
I don't know.
Listen, that's like almost a cell phone. Like we're just.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie about that.
I think it's just added arrow.
It's definitely an arrow component.
It is an aerodynamic looking part. But, yes, it is.
But you're gonna have to go on YouTube to the RevMatch Podcast and watch this when it gets uploaded.
Hey, like and subscribe, buy my t-shirts.
Yes.
All right, baby. I'll talk to you later. Yeah.
It's adjustable.
Yes.
Wait, so just to double check, it is an Impreza wagon, not a WRX.
It's an Impreza wagon, yes.
Timmy, do you know what this car is?
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are we sure? I'm gonna put it up. Are you guys all sure we know what the car we're talking about right now?
Yes.
That's the fucking most ridiculous.
Yes. I do.
Absolutely.
Yes. I've sold them.
Do more dumb shit with cars. Do more fucking dumb shit with cars.
Slow, boring grandpa car.
Yep.
The ultimate sleeper, bro.
Oh my god, that thing's gonna be an absolute fucking pile of. I'm so excited. I want to know. I want to follow that guy's whole experience. I want to know. I need to know all the nitty-gritty details.
Tell me it's like a champagne gold color.
No, it's white, but it does have like a lot of body damage from how old
perfect
it is.
Yeah, it's
that
perfect.
Is perfect.
Yeah, and he's got to put like a janky ass wide body on it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just got to be. It's got to look like just a giant pile of shit.
So I also have an SW20 that I got for a decent price because they decided to put a wide body on it and then like they bolted it up, cut the fenders, and just quit. So like, and then it sat for 4 years. So So like when you say janky wide body, like I will send you a picture of this.
I want to
I know about that. I know
yeah.
about that. Yep.
Yeah, there's
100%.
there was a guy at the dealership. So there was we all met because me and Kyle worked at a Rover dealership. Kyle still works there, and then these guys worked at the Porsche dealership that was next door into the same dealer group. And there was a gentleman who worked there who had a Volkswagen GTI with
I'll call
like
him out, Scotty.
the worst
Scotty.
over fender job I have ever seen in my entire life. Like when I tell you that it was riveted on.
Scotty, we love you, buddy.
Not
We
riv
love you,
nuts.
Scotty.
Not riv nuts. Just riveted. The flares were rattle canned, sort of the same shade of red as the rest of the car.
Oh, you're painted?
Yeah, and it was like,
I haven't
okay,
got that far yet.
so like when you do a wide body, right? You cut the outer skin and then you leave the inner skin and then you tab the inner skin and hammer it and weld it and seam seal it. So he just kind of like shredded his fender and then left it there and just put a wide fender over it and then just rolled it around. And you could see it through the gap in the ill-fitting fender flares, just this fucking confetti fucking bullshit cut fenders that he had. It was a lot going on. It was, it hurt my heart every time I looked at it.
Yeah. And I'm a fan of the SW20. I have the AW11, but the SW20 was always the one that I really wanted. And the one I get, it's a 92. It's a turbo model, and I was like, man, like I could save this car. And then like I saw the quality of the under fenders, or like the actual fenders, and like they cut it where like they don't meet anymore. So like I'm gonna have to like get metal and like put it in there.
Oh my god!
It's like, how bad do you want to deter this car?
You got it now.
Like,
yeah,
I got it now.
I love this car, but like, damn it, why'd you do this?
Right? Do you love it? Do you love it that much though? You know what I'm saying? Like that's. Oh, you sweet, sweet child. What is this fucking monstrosity?
Put it up on screen.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
The only thing that comes to mind when I see this is Edgar. Holy shit, dude.
To give the guy some credit, he got a Supra from Japan and just forgot about this car after he got that Supra.
I mean, I can't blame him.
He ruined the Supra from Japan. He absolutely ruined the Supra from Japan.
So I mean, like, no, it's completely stock. Like it's mint. Like he hasn't done anything to it. The whole reason he did that to the MR2 was because he got in a little fender bender. He's like, I'm just gonna wide body it, and then got the Supra in and just like left it alone.
So like, from what I can see here, which is not a ton, it doesn't look like the over fenders fit terribly.
They do.
Okay, great.
Yeah, no, they do. That's after adjustment already too. Like,
is it?
Me and my brother-in-law have worked on it a little bit, and it still needs some Jesus.
Still needs some Jesus.
I've never heard
right
it
now,
put quite
right now
that
I've
way.
been working on my RSX, which I decided just to go ahead and slap a motor in, and it's nothing big or anything like that. It's just K28.2, and
I mean,
it's got like DC 2.2 cams and bolt-ons pretty much.
Is this the Evo, Derek?
It is.
That thing's fucking crispy, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I'm into
Lord,
it.
yes. That is a beautiful color.
That's a nice. Yeah, Timmy loves blue. I'm gonna step away for 30 seconds before I just urinate on the floor. So like, just talk about it.
Already got that taken care of.
I mean, that's pretty normal.
Just let her rip.
God, that's
My wife actually has an Evo 10 that's like chameleon wrapped and stuff.
Oh, that's tight.
Let's see. I don't think I have a picture of her car. Oh, she's gonna hit me.
Is the Evo running right now?
Nope.
It's a long running joke,
dude. So
I
I don't know if y'all can tell. In our mural,
I'll take a picture so they can see
there's a blank spot in the middle of the biohazard emblem.
Yeah.
So there's something written there, and he's taking a picture of it so we can send it to y'all. But
is the title Reaction Motorsports because you guys have to react to blowing all your motors and putting them in the shop?
He's on to us.
Oh, guys, we gotta go.
Wrap it up.
Some bitch.
You sent it to me?
Yeah, I just sent it to you right now.
Oh man,
Yes.
I'm about to put this on the internet.
It'll be there forever.
So what's
Alex
the
better pee
story?
faster.
So the Evo is kind of a sad story because I have gone through 2 motors on that car without my interference.
Alex, the Evo doesn't run.
Fucking slandering piece of shit out here just talking shit about STIs. You're fucking.
I noticed you were avoiding it too. Like,
Yeah.
Mine
So
still
Oh
runs.
wait, this is great. Let everybody look at this. Derek's Evo is still not running.
No way.
that's what's in the middle of our fucking mural that we spent $400 on paint to paint. We painted it all ourselves, but we still spent $400 on all the paint.
Oh yeah.
And in the middle of our mural is that.
So,
I'm here
so
for it.
Beautiful.
another one of our teammates was the guy that actually just kind of wrote it up there as a joke. But I was the one that like did the last finishing touches on it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave this part alone, and we're gonna keep it up there until the Evo's running.
Yeah,
So
you have to
Yes.
constantly shame
How
your
long's that
homies
mural
into
been there?
doing their shit. Yeah, absolutely.
I also sent a picture of Mariah's Evo. But my wife's Evo does run, but it's an Evo 10.
Hell yeah.
You sent it to
Yeah,
us?
I'm about to.
It's
Okay.
it's a full bolt-on E85. It's mainly going to be more of a looks kind of car, but I mean it still does get down.
Yeah. It's a street car.
Yeah,
Go quick, look good. I fuck with a street car, dude. I think that
Absolutely.
yeah, there's something
dated
really
one.
there's something nice about a clean car that looks good, that's quick enough to where people try to shit on you, you can at least like hold your own, you know what I mean? And you don't have to go around winning
Yeah.
any races.
yeah.
This GTR dog. I'm gonna
Oh,
be
so
honest.
that's-
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
really upset at you that you sold this, man. This is fucking really
Yeah.
nice. And this is Evo 10. Oh, dude, with
Oh, hell yeah.
you gotta have
Dude.
yeah, the Jujutsu Kaisen fucking
Yes.
dog. Let's
It
go.
has Sukuna on the other side. I just don't have a picture of that side.
Hell yeah, dude. We weep
That's
hard
tight.
around here, bro.
That's
Oh,
clean.
Yeah, we do.
That show's so good, dude. I'm not gonna go down an anime rabbit hole right now, but holy
Eventually it'll
fuck,
come
I
back.
can't wait for that show.
I kind of
Yeah.
changed the subject there a little bit.
That's
No,
for the second
dude.
one.
Oh god.
Yeah, the hentai episode is the next episode.
Oh yeah.
Notice me,
I'll
senpai.
definitely be there.
Yeah, notice me, senpai. Fucking Christ.
Fuck.
That's dude. Your guys' whole operation seems fucking rad. I'm not gonna lie.
That's super cool.
I guess it's time for you to move back from Texas and we can start our car shop.
To be
Or y'all
fair,
could
we
come
can,
to Texas.
I
Or
was
y'all
gonna
can
say
just come to Texas because none of our cars have cats.
I don't.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't either.
do mine.
Well, we don't get pulled over for it.
Yeah.
Neither do I.
yeah, but you don't have. They don't have to
Oh,
register their
Lenny
cars in a
decided
different
to
state
join
from which
us.
they live.
Lenny!
This
Oh,
was
y'all
just-
look
California
at
plates.
those plates, bro.
But the whole veteran plate gets me away from the cops. They leave me alone.
well, especially in Rockland, dude. Like,
Oh yeah.
there's a big vet, like where we all used to live in. Well, I used to live whatever. It's a very like purple part of California. You know what I mean? So there's like a lot of vets. It's like yeah, if you
If you
Flash
don't do
them.
dumb shit in our area, they
They really
leave you
don't
alone.
give a fuck.
Like, they
Yeah, it's
really don't
wild.
give a fuck. Like,
yeah, because I mean
I've
like
run the
dude,
back roads and like we've come out of the canyon and then there's a cop sitting there and we all go park and they like roll over like spirited run, huh?
Yeah.
Dude,
Next time, just keep it down a little bit. Neighbors complain this time.
so
And like
where
they just roll off and you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
two-
there was a time we were out and kind of, I would say, right outside of town, and there was probably about 20 cars just, sitting on the side of the
Mhm.
street. I don't know what they were doing out there, but it was a nice long straight road,
weird.
and the cops showed up and was like, all right, we got reports of street racing, and you're the only ones on the road.
Street racing.
Yeah, we were
Who
like,
would
I
do
don't know.
such
we
a
haven't seen
thing?
any car- we haven't seen any cars doing that. I was like, are you sure it ain't farther down the road?
Street racing is illegal.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
did you guys know that?
And, yeah,
Fucking crazy.
they ended up just, the guy was super cool, and he was just ended up just, like taking off, and he's like, all right, y'all need to leave relatively soon. So I mean,
That's
as
cool.
I guess you could kind of say as long as you're being a little bit responsible about it, they're okay about it.
Yeah,
Here.
just be out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and like the only people that die is you and your idiot friends. That's fine. That's really all they care about,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So these guys, so where I used to live in relationship to where we used to work was like you couldn't take a freeway to my house, but I was like in town, but I was like on top of a golf course, right? Whatever. And these guys came over one time for a barbecue. I know it was a little bit of a pinky out. We rented, like, let's not get ahead of ourselves. But
The pinky.
yeah, I invite these dudes over for a barbecue one time, and they're like, "Bro, you live in fucking Narnia. It was like 35 minutes to get to the dealership to your house, which is like 5 miles, by the way." Right? Just full disclosure.
Yes, this is
That-
accurate.
Yeah, and I was
30
like, "How
minutes.
fast were you guys driving?" And they're like, "Well, we were doing like 45 along." There's just like this big back road along the nature preserve that goes up to my house, right? And they're like, "Oh yeah, we're doing the speed limit like 45." I was like, "Bitch, I do 90 down there. What the fuck?"
What's the speed limit like?
Yeah, no, I literally used to get home in 8.5 minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just a back road, like not even a back road. It's just a side road. But it's funny because my car was loud as fuck, and I would accidentally pass cops all the time. But there's nobody ever on that road when I was driving home, so they just kind of left me alone, right? They're like, if this fucking asshole goes off the side of the road, then so be it. It's on him, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, back a few years back, like so Portland and Corpus Christi are adjacent to each other, but to go to Portland you have to go over the water, and it's a long causeway. And before we used to be able to go out there and do our runs because it's just road and water,
right.
And then like it kind of like people started doing it recklessly and started like weaving in and out of traffic, so the cops kind of got hot there. But before that, they didn't care. Like we literally just go back and forth and race all night and not have any issues with it. But it takes one person being stupid and
Yeah,
drive.
that's like
it's always that one asshole, man.
There's there's a Montague Expressway loop in like Livermore in NorCal, and it's basically like a long straight run and then a really pretty wide open like freeway off ramp that loops back around. So you can basically just go up and down these two exits, like doing like fucking high speed runs over and over and over all night. And like a lot of dudes, it's not a Wangan, obviously, but it's probably the closest comparison you'd get to in like NorCal, which is just like a loop you can just roll through on the freeway. And same type of shit. Like it used to be super chill back in the day, and now it's like it's just way too hot. So this is a red sport,
right?
Yeah, right. This red sport looks absolutely stock. That's so sick.
That's the greatest part about it.
That's
Until you take the bumper off and you see the that intercooler is probably the entire size of the bumper.
Samurai.
Is this a Muddin
Really?
Samurai? Is this a Muddin
Samurai.
Suzuki Samurai? Is that what this is?
Yes.
That's a Suzuki Samurai with a Volkswagen Jetta turbo.
Yeah, let's go.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, it's a Volkswagen.
The
Volkswagen.
And then we've got another. Is this a? Okay, so is this a Pro
Fancy's
Charge
clean.
Z? What is going on here? Or is it just a lot of fancy AN fittings?
That's the
Is this the same one? No, I thought that one
No,
was
that's a
black.
different Z.
Yeah. What's done to this one?
Shit, Don Z. He's just got E85 tune bolt-ons. It's like I think he makes 370, 375.
I don't
That's
know.
respectable.
And this is the RSX.
That's the RSX before the motor got ripped out and put into the
Yeah.
MR2.
With a hood dump.
Yeah, you see that
The
shit?
wastegate- I mean, the rest of the exhaust went down.
Yeah, that's just the wastegate. It had two wastegates.
Okay.
that's
You
just
guys
funny.
have quite the fucking operation going over there. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, and like I feel really bad because it's like we're really just showing you like 5 or 6 people's different cars, but like we have a bunch of just crazy stuff. We have everything from like we were talking about the Tundra, like the beater Tundra with like the turbo kit,
Yeah.
and like one of our current prospect right now, he's got a Porsche. What is it? GT4?
GT4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
So that was the same guy that I told you that like just bought something for me that I had to pay him back. Well, this was kind of my way of getting back at him. I was like, dude, just buy it, just buy it, just buy it. And he finally, went ahead and bought it. So
Is it a
That's the
16 or a
biggest-
21?
I like.
what year is it?
Manual.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's 16.
we're moving to
16
Texas.
is manual.
It's a 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
16.
I like how it's like. I love how the logic
That's the
is.
original dream.
You bought me a turbo manifold, so I'm gonna punk you into spending 60 G's on a fucking car.
Oh, no, it was about
$60.
$100,000.
Yeah, 60, bro. You short a few.
Yeah, you
No,
wish.
listen,
Yeah.
listen. You want to pay for overpriced backwards WRXs? You guys go ahead, man. I'm not fucking.
I would like
Oh,
to
we're gonna
pay.
say, I
Hey,
hope you.
that's the most reliable WRX you will fucking ever have in your life, though.
Yeah.
Still just
Yeah,
a fancy
really
W.
sure.
Oh,
fuck.
man. What? Okay. All right.
Did he get
bro.
that transmission replaced yet?
That's on the automatics.
Yeah, it's a manual, so we don't got to worry about that.
No,
On
there was
the
a
16th,
recall
there's
on
a
him.
manual recall. They only come in
We
manual.
used to
in
work at
16.
Porsche, so we that was gravy work, bro.
Oh,
That was
here
a
we go. You got him
$12,000
started.
recall.
You got him started.
So is this really expensive car about to break down? Because that would make me really happy.
No,
It probably already had the recall done if it was eligible for the recall, dude. Like that was
Yeah.
like. a
Don't
big
you
deal,
love how
so.
all car guys are just pieces of shit to their homies?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Bitch,
Oh,
you
you-
better buy that?
Oh, you blew your engine? Fucking dumb bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna confirm on the year.
Yeah.
Well, 16 is only available in manual. The first time
Yeah.
they offered the
Oh my God,
automatic was
Timmy, we
That's-
get it.
yeah,
You like shit you can't
There we-
afford.
Take a fucking shot,
We
Timmy.
work there. Shut up.
There it is. There it is. Just fucking
Yeah,
chug that
okay.
beer, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, can you send that? Because that's the Sukuna side.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
If you
Oh,
paid
that's
100
right.
grand, it's a 16. If you paid 140 to 160, it's a new car.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you
No.
paid 100 grand, it's a 16.
You would not
Yeah.
You would
yeah,
not
it was-
catch
it was,
me dead. There's so many. I feel like I think of like $100,000, and I think of all of the Japanese shit boxes that I could buy with $100,000, and
Oh
I
my
could
gosh,
just not even that. I could buy a 911. Like I could buy an old 911 and like a super clean S13.
So I'm gonna stir the pot here a little bit. I would probably, if I had 100,000, I'd probably get a ZR1.
That's not stirring the pot. I don't
I'm
think
not
that's
against
a,
that.
No, that's
not
a
at
great.
all.
What?
Because everybody thinks Japanese cars. I was like, well,
No, but I
really
just
love the
I'm a
C6
Japanese, but
deal.
like what generation ZR1? Like C6 or C7?
C6.
Okay.
I mean,
LS9?
we're all for that. We're
Yeah,
all
not
for that.
LS9s are
against that.
fucking yeah.
Which one do you think?
No, I would yeah.
I don't know.
ZR1. I mean,
Alex,
shit.
the,
ZR1s.
The 22B STI that was for sale sold for 226.
There's
That's
no
a lot
fucking
lower
universe.
than the last one. The
There's
last
just-
one
What?
sold for 300.
The last one
Yeah.
was a super low mileage example, though. I think that was.
That's very true. That's very
It's
true.
also that you're starting to see the market drop on that kind of stuff. You're watching even like GTR stuff is dropping right now. Like I was looking at parts the other day and actually bought
That's
a part
fucking
because
dope. That's super.
it
dope.
was like 50% off. I bought a windshield cowl, like the whole windshield. It just showed up today. It's like it's as tall as me. But
What
like
was it,
that
like
shit.
$300?
No, dude, that shit was on sale for $100. I
Oh,
was
nice.
like, that's
for any
fucking
kind.
mine.
Yeah, for any
Brand
kind of
new.
actual GTR
Brand new
part.
from
that-
Nissan, in the box, part number, everything.
The fact that there's
That's
still like brand new inbox Skyline parts floating around out there, fucking blows my mind.
It's all remanufactured. Nissan does
Does
it.
it really?
Actually, for my 86 MR2, there's still parts that I can get at the dealership too, like factory body,
That's awesome.
like
Oh,
the
yeah.
plastic trim and stuff like that. I can still get
Oh
it.
shit, really? That's the stuff that usually they stop making first, like that shit and like
Yeah.
seals and stuff, like exterior
Yeah.
seals. You know, they'll just stop making it or whatever,
Uh-huh.
which is a huge problem. There's a dude, there's a company that's making, they're stamping and making like S13
Thank you, Lenny.
body parts. Like they're making like fenders and shit.
Yeah, 100%.
And they like bolt right up. And I was like, which is cool because like
I
those
might need
kind of
that for the SW20.
that's what I'm saying. But it's
Fuck.
yeah, no shit, dog. Like fuck. I don't even know. Like I look at that car and I'm like, do you try to fix it or do you just dig into the wide body? Like you're kind of fucked either way you go. Honestly, like you're gonna have a bad time any way you slice it on that situation. But
Yep.
unless you just want to make it a straight like ripper beater car and not really care about the body fitment. But I feel like those cars are kind of pretty, so you want to make it
Yeah.
look good. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's gonna be the clean daily. I just don't know how I'm gonna do it yet.
You're either commit to deturning the wide body or you have to just fucking put new
wide
quarters.
body.
But no, just put quarters on it. Put new, and that's
Yeah.
like, which is a huge undertaking. Like quarter work is putting new front fenders is whatever, right? But putting new quarters on a car is like
Yeah.
doing some work.
Yeah,
You're paying
I kind of looked into it a little bit, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a pretty penny for sure.
You could. So there's two ways to do that, and this is just, and we'll kind of trail off the podcast on this minor bodywork fucking conversation, but there's two ways to do it, okay? Because it's either you're gonna teach yourself how to do bodywork, which you're gonna end up slanging a bunch of mud at it, and it's just gonna like have a gang of bondo, and in Texas weather is not necessarily the optimal situation
Yeah.
because that shit shrinks a gang. Or you get good enough at fab to spot weld it on and stitch it and get it to fit right, and then take it to a body shop and let them do like the
Yeah.
final cleanup work. Because at
Yeah.
least then they'll minimize, they can, hopefully minimize the amount of bondo and get everything like leveled out. But even like just mounting a quarter panel and doing it to where you don't have a big dip where you cut the C-pillar and all that kind of shit. Like it's a difficult job. Like welding sheet metal in and of itself, if you don't know what you're doing, is, you can blow through it and put big holes in it and shit. And it's like just a whole fucking pain in the ass. But that's me getting off my fabrication. I haven't fabbed anything in 15 years, fucking soapbox. So take that shit with a grain of salt, dog. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
You feel better. You feel better now.
No, it's just like,
I mean, if you want to come over here and like we'll fab some stuff up, we're more than welcome.
dude, I feel like
We have a parking lot full of shit boxes that need body work.
Make him some Outback parts.
nobody needs to make Outback parts, bro. There's no fucking need. Listen, all I want for that Outback is like a 1-inch lift, some bigger tires, and for COD to drop an off-the-shelf tune so I can get some more. Like, if I can run E85 through that piece of shit and like put a bigger tire on it, I'll probably just start jumping it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just gonna fucking send it, bro.
Can't wait to see that.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's the wilderness. It's the off-road
He's got
Heavy-
the fancy one.
heavy,
He's got the
heavy,
fancy
heavy
one.
air quotes. It's not even the fancy one. I don't have fucking heated steering wheel. Come on, bro. I'm not that fancy.
Oh,
Well,
first world
I
problems.
don't have any steering
First
wheel.
world problems.
Right. Yeah, no, listen, if your car overheats, everybody has a heated steering wheel, right? Because you just
Facts. Hey, that's a fact.
Hey, that's the best.
And gas is galore.
Yeah, no. Yeah, the pro tip, if your car overheats, you take a hose and you route it underneath the seat because you're gonna be running that heater all the time anyway. Now you got free heated seats, dude. Bing bang boom. Silver lining, right? We take those frowns and turn them upside down. Anyway, that's like 2 hours. We're gonna call that a show. Thank you guys for coming on, dude. You guys are fucking awesome. You guys have cool cars. I love the stuff you guys are doing. I love that you're doing your own like community thing.
you.
Is Lenny just fucking
Oh yeah.
best you drink those new Bud Light cans with the Outback? What? Yeah, whatever, dude. Listen, chicks have dicks too, bro. All right, it's 2023. Anyway, go follow Reaction Motorsports on Instagram. See what they're doing. Support guys that do cool shit in the community. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Go check out our fucking merch. This episode will be live on Thursday for everybody who joined the chat late and didn't get to catch the whole episode. You will be up on YouTube, Spotify, fucking Google, all the other. We basically are everywhere now. I think we're everywhere now. I got it set up on iHeartRadio and all the other shit. So if you like to listen to dudes talk about stuff, you can find us at RevMatch Podcast. As always, we will be back in a couple of weeks. I think we're gonna either get I'm gonna try and get Kyle Gurney back on. He's been doing a lot of cool shit with the Black Cat Racing Golf R. We'd love to always catch up with him and see what's going on. My buddy Zach officially has the sequential.
Did he commit?
He has the sequential in his. So my buddy Zach has. You guys will appreciate this. He has a pretty large turbo B20 non VTEC Integra GSR, which now has a 6-speed sequential transmission in it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so the thing made like 700 wheel at one point, and now he has it tuned down to like 450 because he tracks it. So he went around smoking GTRs for a bit, and then he was like, I'll just go back to the track. So now it's got wide front fenders and like the whole, it's fucking sick. So we're gonna get him on too because that car appears to be up and running, and that's one of the sicker Integras I've seen. So we definitely have some cool shit coming out in the next few weeks. So stay posted to the Instagram and the Twitch channel. Of course, as we always do, we appreciate you guys for listening. Please fucking stay safe and run all the sideshows out of town. Narc on them.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys. We hate them.
Fuck 'em.
So just follow them around. If you like cars and are not a shit in your local town, follow every fucking takeover crew you can and follow them around and narc them out. We'll get those motherfuckers out of town.
We support you.
Drive safe, guys. We'll see you next time. Be good. Peace out.